So, very good morning to everyone. Am I audible, visible, everything all right? So, please pin your response. So, today we are starting with algae. So, it is a chlorophyll containing simple photosynthetic organism. Photosynthetic organism. Body is thalloid, that is thallus-like. If you talk about body of the algae, it is thalloid or thallus-like. What is the meaning of thalloid or thallus-like body? That is, body is not differentiated into root, stem, and leaves. Body is not differentiated into root, stem, and leaf. So you can see like this marker, this pen, have which kind of a structure? A thallus-like structure. Are you getting the idea or not? Is it clear? So body is not differentiated into root, stem, and leaf. Now we are going to talk about habitat of the algae. So if you talk about habitat, it is mostly aquatic. Mostly aquatic, present in both fresh and marine water. Both fresh and marine water. Present in both fresh and marine water. It also present in moist stone, soil, and wood. Got the idea? Some algae also form a symbiotic association, also present in symbiotic association. An example is lichens. As already we discussed in the last class, it is an association of algae and fungi. And another example is sloth bear. Sloth bear. On the body of sloth bear, algae is present. These algae got the shelter. Got the idea? And what in return sloth bear is getting? They are getting camouflage. their body become green color. So it going to help them to hide in the green environment. What the idea? So these are the some of the habitat of the algae we discussed. So what about habitat I told? It is aquatic, present in both fresh water and marine water. Right? It also present in moist rock. You see now when moist rock is there, green color structures are deposited there. Getting the things or not? In moist soil and even present on the wood, moist wood. Getting the idea? It also present as a symbiotic association with fungi in lichens, and it also present on the body of sloth bear. What the idea? Now we are going to talk about body form. So we have seen the habitat. So we are going to talk about body form. So algae may be unicellular. Unicellular algae is what basically? Chlamydomonas and chlorella. And now I am making a star here. Why I am making a star? Because according to 5 kingdom system of classification, they are shifted in Protista. That's the reason I put a star here. According to 5 kingdom system of classification, they remove from green algae and shifted in which one? Protista. Is it clear or not? Now you can say like it may be colonial. Colonial algae is which one? Volvox. You just refer the diagram of NCERT. So volvox have a colonial algae is there. Are you getting the things or not? Right? So you just see a spherical structure where many flagellated volvox are there. In NCERT diagram it is given. Now we are going to talk about filamentous. So filamentous algae you can say about it is Spirogyra and Eulothrix. These are filamentous algae and some member are profusely branched. And these profusely branched algae is what basically kelp. So these are the different body forms of the algae. Right? Now we are moving ahead after dealing about the body forms of the algae. So if you talk about cell wall in algae is what basically? Cellulosic. Cell wall is cellulosic in algae. Any kind of algae is in cell wall who is there? And it contain chloroplast. All kind of algae, in all kind of algae, chloroplast present. Algae, not cyanobacteria, blue-green algae, chloroplast is present. Chloroplast is present. Got the idea? Now we are going to talk about reproductions in algae. Reproduction in algae. Reproduction in algae. So it may be vegetative reproduction performed by algae. So first I am writing about vegetative reproduction. So if you talk about vegetative reproduction by fragmentation. So suppose that this is a filamentous algae and it breaking into 2 fragments. Each fragment develop into new algae. Are you getting the idea? Another method is asexual reproduction. Asexual reproduction in algae. If you talk about asexual reproduction, so mostly formation of zoospore occur. So this zoospore is motile, flagellated and formed in favorable condition. Favorable condition. So formation of zoospore, if you talk about, so zoospore is which kind of a spore? It is a motile spore and it have flagella and it formed in favorable condition. Keep in mind. In unfavorable condition, it is extra line I am writing, NCERT not wrote. In unfavorable condition, formation of a planospore, formation of hypnospore and formation of akinete takes place. Akinete stage takes place. So what I want to say till now about reproduction, I told that vegetative reproduction in algae occur by fragmentation. Algae, filamentous algae divided into many pieces and each piece develop into a new algae. Now asexual reproduction, what I told, asexual reproduction, formation of zoospore occur. Where the zoospore formation occur, it occur in sporangia, zoosporangia. Getting the things or not? But this zoospore is a motile spore and this zoospore formed in favorable condition. Now under unfavorable condition, what happened during asexual reproduction? So formation of aplanospore, hypnospore and akinete takes place. So this is about the asexual reproduction in algae. Now we are going to talk about sexual reproduction. Sexual reproduction. So if you talk about sexual reproduction in algae, you just keep something in mind. Sex organ is unicellular and non-jacketed in algae. Sex organ is unicellular and non-jacketed. Got the idea? Exception is there. Exception is there. In Cara, sex organ is multicellular and jacketed. Sex organ is multicellular and jacketed. Got the idea? So multicellular and jacketed sex organ is present in which one? Cara. Got the idea? Male reproductive organ is antheridium, and female reproductive organ is oogonium. So in most of the algae, antheridium and oogonium are unicellular. But in Cara, antheridium and oogonium is multicellular and jacketed. I am drawing the sex organ of Cara. So I am especially drawing the sex organ of Cara. So just have a look here. This is jacket. And these are many cells, multicellular structure. And this is another sterile jacket. And these are cells. So these are the reproductive organ of Cara. This is antheridium and this is oogonium. Oogonium is also called nucule, and antheridium is also called globule. So antheridium is spherical and oogonium is oval. Got the idea? Female reproductive organ present above the male reproductive organ. So you can say a reproductive organ of Kara diagram. Got the idea? Now we are going to talk about formation of male gamete occur in antheridium and formation of female gamete occur in oogonium. Got the idea? Now, types of gametic fusion. Gametic fusion. Before coming on that, let me explain it once again what I told. I just told about the sex organ in algae. What I told in sex organ in algae, male reproductive organ is antheridium, female reproductive organ is oogonium. In most algae, antheridium and oogonium are unicellular and non-jacketed. But Chara is an exception. In Chara, both antheridium and oogonium are multicellular and jacketed. It is, see, many cells are there and surrounded by a jacket cover. What is the idea? In Chara, what a special thing we find? Female reproductive organ is oval and it is oogonium and it also called nucleus. And male reproductive organ, that is antheridium, it is spherical, also called globule. Female reproductive organ is present above the which one? Male reproductive organ. Are you getting the idea clear in mind? Now what I told, in antheridium who will produce? Male gamete will produce. In archegonium who will produce? Female gamete will produce. And now when gametic fusion occur, when male gamete and female gamete fuse, zygote production will occur. So how many type of gametic fusion occur we are going to discuss. So now type of gametic fusion are of three type. I am just writing now. One is isogamous. Another is anisogamous. Anisogamous. And third one is oogamous. So there are three methods of gametic fusion is there. We already discussed about meaning of isogamous in fungi. I told na ki when morphologically similar male and female gamete fuse, it is called isogamous. When morphologically dissimilar male or gamete female gamete fuse, when morphologically dissimilar male or female gamete fuse, it is called anisogamous. And in oogamous, what happened? Male gamete is small and motile, and female gamete is large and non-motile or stationary. So, where isogamous type of sexual fusion occurs? So, two examples given in NCERT. One is what? Eulothrix. Sexual fusion, gametic fusion is isogamous. And here, motile gamete is there. Gametes are motile. Both male and female gamete are motile. Got the idea? In another is Spirogyra. In a Spirogyra, non-motile gametes are there. Gametes fuse together. Anisogamous example NCERT wrote Eudorina. An oogamous example written in NCERT is Volvox and Fucus. During oogamous, internal fertilization occurs. Means fertilization occur in female reproductive organ. So wherever oogamous type of gametic fusion occur, keep in your mind internal fertilization occur. But in isogamous and anisogamous, you can say like external fertilization occur. So which type of fertilization occur in algae? So it depend upon type of algae to type of algae. In some algae, external fertilization occur, and in some algae, internal fertilization occur. Is it clear? Now we are going to talk about life cycle. Life cycle of algae. So let me change the page. Life cycle of algae. So in most algae, haplontic life cycle occurs. In most algae is a group where all kind of life cycle occur, haplontic, haplodiplontic and diplontic. But in most algae, which kind of life cycle occur? Haplontic life cycle occur. Got the idea? Now if we talk about haplontic life cycle, what happened in haplontic life cycle? Gametophyte is dominant, free living, photosynthetic, synthetic, photosynthetic, and have independent existence. Independent existence. So gametophyte is dominant. Gametophyte is what? N, haploid stage of the life cycle. Is dominant, free living, photosynthetic and have independent existence. And a sporophyte. A sporophyte is dependent and parasite on gametophyte. So such type of life cycle is called haplontic life cycle, and in most of the algae this haplontic life cycle occur. Got the idea? Otherwise in algae all three type of life cycle is there. In Fucus, diplontic life cycle occur. And in which algae haplodiplontic life cycle occur? In which algae, tell me the name, in which algae haplodiplontic life cycle occur? I am giving you a hint. Out of that, someone is brown algae and someone is red algae. So where NCERT wrote 3 examples written in NCERT in the last of the plant kingdom. 3 example is mentioned. Mentioned or not? Which one? Pin the name. Pin the name. First try yourself and then take the help of NCERT. So most of the algae have which kind of life cycle? Haplontic life cycle. Which brown algae and red algae have haplodiplontic life cycle? This is my question. Ectocarpus, well done, very good. Ectocarpus, Another example you are missing, polysiphonia is there or not there? Check your NCERT, written or not written? Ectocarpus, polysiphonia, it is written. And third name is what? Are you able to find in your textbook? Yes. So I am writing some algae. Note, some algae like Ectocarpus, polysiphonia. Got the idea? And which one? Kelp have which kind of life cycle? Have haplodiplontic life cycle. Life cycle. And in fucus, diplontic life cycle present. So what we are finding, in algae, in all three type of life cycle is there. Most algae are haplontic, few are haplodiplontic, and fucus are diplontic algae. Now I am giving you an idea about the life cycle of algae. It is always better to deal life cycle here only, otherwise you will not understand. It will totally look disconnected in the last. So I am telling you the life cycle of the haplontic life cycle of algae. Haplontic life cycle through a diagram. Just try to understand. So just have a look here. I made a life cycle divided into, divide the cycle into two components. This smaller component of the life cycle is sporophytic, 2N. 2N means sporophytic, and the bigger area is N. So algae spend most of the time in 2N or N stage. Most of the time in N stage. So dominant phase of the life is what? N. Plant spend very less time in which stage? 2N stage. So now see the life cycle. So very first cell is zygote here. So zygote is the single cell structure present in a sporophytic stage. And as you know, in algae embryo is absent. So zygote not divide by mitosis. When zygote divide by mitosis, embryo produce. So here zygote divide by meiosis. Zygotic meiosis occur. And when zygote divide by meiosis, haploid structure form, spore. I'm not making all four, sir. It is a spore. Got the idea? This is a spore. A spore is the first cell of the gametophytic stage. Gametophytic means N stage. First cell of the gametophytic stage is a spore. And production of a spore always occur in plant by meiosis. Got the idea? Now this spore divide by mitosis. And for that a technical term is written germination. So a spore germinate and form gametophytic plant body. And it is the main plant body. So it is a multicellular haploid structure. This is doing photosynthesis. This is doing photosynthesis. They are green in color. Able to understand, they have independent existence. Gametophytic plant body have independent existence. Did you got the idea? Understanding came. Now what happening? Try to understand. These gametophytic plant body have sex organ. Sex organ present in gametophytic plant body. So male reproductive organ is there. A space is not there, so I am not writing the name. You know better the name. Female reproductive organ is there. Male reproductive organ is antheridium. Female reproductive organ is oogonium. Antheridium and oogonium. I already wrote the name earlier of the sex organ, so no need to write every time. Male reproductive organ is antheridium, female reproductive organ is oogonium. What is the ploidy present in the sex organ? N. Why? Because the sex organ present in gametophytic plant body. Got the idea? So male reproductive organ produce male gamete. Male gamete. I am writing male gamete. And female reproductive organ produce female gamete. Female gamete. By which division? Mitosis. Mitosis. In plant, gamete formation occur by mitosis. And a spore formation occur by meiosis. Mind this line. In plant, gamete formation occur from gametophyte. So by mitosis. And a spore formation occur by which one? Meiosis. That peculiarity you understand or not? In plant, gamete formation occur by mitosis. And a spore formation occur by meiosis. A spore is the first cell of gametophytic stage of life cycle. And gamete is the last cell of the gametophytic stage of the life cycle. So how the journey move? A spore produce after meiosis, first cell of gametophytic stage, then divide by mitosis, forming gametophytic plant body. These gametophytic plant body have sex organ, male and female reproductive organ. They are producing male and female gamete. Now what happened? Gamete will fuse. Syngamy occur, fertilization occur, depend upon gamete, gametic fusion may be isogamous, may be anisogamous, may be oogamous, is all depend upon the type of organism. And gamete fusion occur here. It is called which one? Syngamy. Or you can say here what happened? Fertilization, and then who is producing? Zygote. Zygote. So the zygote is the first and last cell of a sporophytic plant body. And here zygote divide by meiosis. So which meiosis occur? Zygotic meiosis occur. Zygotic meiosis occur. Zygote divide by meiosis and forming a spore. And hence, due to zygote divide by meiosis, embryo is not present in algae. So I hope you understand the haplontic life cycle. Clarity came in the mind? Got the idea? Clarity came in the mind about the haplontic life cycle. In haplontic life cycle, first and last cell of the sporophytic stage is zygote. These zygote don't have independent existence. These zygote nutritionally depend on which one? Gametophytic plant body. Clear? So this zygote divide by meiosis, forming a spore divide by mitosis, means germinate and form gametophytic plant body. Gametophytic plant body have male and female reproductive organ. They produce male and female gamete. Gamete fusion form zygote. So this is about the haplontic life cycle. Clarity done? So this is the life cycle of algae. Now we are coming on the economic importance. Economic importance. Economic importance of the algae. So first economic importance is around 50% of photosynthesis this on earth occur by algae. Second, what are the benefit occur due to photosynthesis? During photosynthesis, oxygen release, which used by organism present in aquatic environment. So it is arranging the food also as well as oxygen also. Third thing, so it acts as primary producer and sustain aquatic food chain. If these algae are not there, all aquatic animal will die. Because who will not start? Aquatic food chain will not start. Producer to primary consumer to secondary to tertiary consumer, getting the things or not? If producer is not there, how the other will survive? Now, some marine blue algae that is around are edible. How many species of brown algae are edible? How many genera of brown algae are edible? Written in NCERT without opening the NCERT answer. NCERT wrote, na, how many genera of brown algae is marine algae, not brown algae. Marine algae, word is written. Marine algae is written, not brown algae is written. Marine algae is edible, 70 genera. That is around, what is the common name written? 3 genera example written in NCERT. And that is around 70 genera used as food. And they wrote the name of 3 genera. An example, 3 genera is written. What are the name of 3 genera? Nana, carrageen is not there, Giladium not there, Nana. Laminaria, sargassum and porphyra. Laminaria, sargassum and porphyra. Are some of the edible brown algae. No, edible, not brown algae, edible algae. Getting the things or not? Now we are going to talk about 5th economic importance. Chlorella. Chlorella is a rich source of protein used by space traveler, also used by space traveler, even used by a space traveler, word written in NCERT, space traveler. Now, 6, algene is a hydrocolloid. Hydrocolloid have water retaining capacity obtained from brown algae. Brown algae. Right? Next, carrageen is also a hydrocolloid obtained from red algae. Red algae. Agar is obtained from Giladium and Gracilaria. That is which algae? Red algae. And these agar used in which one? Culture medium in lab, used as culture medium in lab. Second use is which one? Use in ice cream and jelly making. So these are the some of the commercial implication of agar, and these are the economic importance of algae. So you don't forget algine from brown algae, don't forget carrageen from red algae, you don't forget all agar obtained from Giladium and Gracilaria. Giladium and Gracilaria give agar which is used in lab in culture medium development. Getting the things or not? Later on, these used in ice cream and jelly making industry to hold the water. And chlorella used as food, rich source of protein, and even used by a space traveler. And algae have an important role in aquatic ecosystem. Starting of the food chain is not possible without algae. It is around producing around 50% of the total photosynthesis, and you can say it also arrange the oxygen for the aquatic animal because it releases oxygen during photosynthesis. So economic importance of algae is over. Now we are going to move toward green algae. Got the idea? Now the three type of algae is there now only to deal. Green algae, brown algae and red algae. Green algae. So what NCERT wrote in table format, habitat. Present in fresh, brackish and marine water. All kind of water. Brackish water is what? Where water of river meet with ocean. So this is the habitat of the green algae. Body form. It may be unicellular. It may be filamentous. It may be colonial. Colonial is ball box. Filamentous is Ulothrix spirogyra. Ulothrix. And unicellular is Chlamydo, Monas, Chlorella. Now we are coming on cell wall. Cellulosic. Cellulosic. Or better to write, cell wall is made up of inner cellulose and outer pectose. Pectose. Now I am talking about chloroplast. So what is peculiarity of algae? What is the peculiarity of green algae? Green algae means chlorophyce. Chlorophyce is what basically? Green algae. Have variety of chloroplast. NCERT wrote many shape na? Variety of chloroplast. An example, it may be girdle shape, it may be ribbon shape, it may be disc shape, it may be a spiral. Got the idea? Etc. So many different variety of shape of chloroplast is there. Got the idea? Now if we talk about pyrenoid is present in chloroplast of green algae. It is an important line, keep in mind. Pyrenoid is present in the chloroplast of green algae, and these pyrenoid is what basically? Protein beside starch. How to draw it? I am explaining protein beside starch. Suppose that this mass is protein and it is surrounded by, here it is starch. So inner I am writing protein surrounded by starch. Got the idea? So this pyrenoid is present in chlorophyce. Now we are going to talk about reserve food. So what you will say about the reserve food? It is starch. Some member have starch droplet, oil droplet. Some member have oil droplet as reserve food. Got the idea? Now we are going to talk about pigment. So chlorophyll, which chlorophyll present? A and B. Carotene is beta carotene. It is not written in NCERT but present. Xanthophyll is viola xanthine, even not written in NCERT. Viola xanthine and lutea xanthine. Viola xanthine and lutea xanthine is present. So these are the pigment which is present in which one? Green algae, chlorophyce. Green algae is also called chlorophyce. Now after that we are going to talk about vegetative reproduction. Vegetative reproduction. How occur in green algae? By fragmentation. Everywhere in all three it is fragmentation. So no need to mug up. You keep everywhere when you read the NCERT they wrote vegetative reproduction by fragmentation. How asexual reproduction? Formation of motile zoospore occur. By formation of motile zoospore. Motile zoospore formation occur during asexual reproduction. Now sexual reproduction. So how? By gametic fusion. By gametic fusion. And all three type of gametic fusion occur. All three types of gametic fusion. That is isogamous, anisogamous, and oogamous. Got the idea? So number of flagella in gametes 2 to 8. 2 to in gametes 2 to 8 apical. Got the idea? So this is about the sexual reproduction in chlorophyce. Example about chlorophyce is Chlamydomonas, Chlorella, Ulothrix, Spirogyra, Eudorina, Volvox, these all are which kind of algae? Green algae. Got the idea? Okay. So what key point from the green algae you don't forget? Cell wall. Cellulose inner, pectose outer. Second pigment, chlorophyll A and B. Beta carotene present in all form, no need to mug up. Xanthophyll not written in NCERT, no one will ask, but viola xanthine and lutea xanthine. Reserve food, starch and oil droplet. What is the idea? This is reserve food present as what basically? Pyrenoid. Getting the things or not? Pyrenoid have what? Protein surrounded by starch. Present in chloroplast. Where this pyrenoid is present? Examiner also asked this line. This pyrenoid is present in which one? Pyrenoid is present in chloroplast. Present in chloroplast. Now, vegetative reproduction by fragmentation, asexual reproduction by motile zoospore formation, sexual reproduction, all three possible type of gametic fusion occur, isogamous, anisogamous, oogamous. Got the idea? Flagella is how many? 2 to 8 apical flagella is there. Now we are moving ahead about brown algae. That is Phaeophyceae. So where they are present, habitat, what NCERT wrote? Freshwater rare and present in brackish and marine water. Habitat over. Now I am writing body form. Body form. So if you talk about body form, it is simple, branched or profusely branched. Now it is your duty to give me the example of simple branch, example written in NCERT what, and profusely branch example written what in NCERT. First try yourself. If you are not able to handle it, take the help of NCERT and answer it. Show your involvement. Simple branch and profusely branch. Body forms both can, and who is present also? Hold fast, stripe and frond is present. I am just making a simple structure. It is somehow like this. It is hold fast, root like, not root. It is a stripe and it is frond, leaf like a structure. And in leaf like a structure, who is present? Air bladders are present, who help them to float. So what example written in ectocarpus is what basically? And kelp is what basically? Profusely branched. Got the idea? Is it? Done? Clear? Now if we talk about some member is even 100 feet long. Sometime in some area when you go to scuba diving, you will find inside the water body also looking like a forest. That forest is made by which one? Kelp. Getting the things or not? They are too long and standing in water, like you are everywhere going, you are just going to trap in that forest like a structure. It is not true forest, but it is made up of kelp like a structure. Now we are going to move ahead about, so air bladder is present. Is present in front. And who is present in cell? NCERT emphasize now vacuoles are present. These help in floating. Getting the things or not? Now we are coming on what basically cell wall. Cell wall have two component, cellulose plus algae. It is a phycocolloid, hydrocolloid. It helps to keep the body surface of algae moist always. Getting the things or not? Either algae, either carrageenan, either pectose. They are helping to keep the body surface moist. After that, we are going to talk about reserve food. Is laminarian and mannitol. Laminarian and mannitol is the reserve food. Food pigment. What chlorophyll is there? Chlorophyll present is A and C. Carotene is there. Everywhere I told which carotene? Beta carotene. Xanthophyll is there. And that is fucoxanthin. This brown color is due to this dominance of fucoxanthin. So pigment is over, reserve food is over. Now we are coming on which one? Asexual reproduction. Asexual reproduction by fragmentation, I told na everywhere same. Fragmentation. Now, vegetative, not asexual. Vegetative reproduction. Vegetative reproduction by fragmentation. Asexual reproduction. Asexual reproduction, if you talk about in brown algae, is by formation of biflagellated spore. Got the idea? Flagella is lateral in position and unequal. And a spore is pyriform, very important, is pear-shaped. It is pyriform. Pyriform spore is there. And flagella is not apical, it is lateral in position and unequal. A spore is pear-shaped. Sexual reproduction. By gametic fusion. Gametic fusion. That is either isogamous, anisogamous, and oogamous. So gamete are also pyriform and have two lateral flagella. So pyriform and lateral flagella is present in both spore and gamete. Pear-shaped spore present, pear-shaped flagella is present, and both have two flagella and lateral flagella. It is a very important feature. You don't forget it. What the idea? Now example. Example is Ectocarpus, Sargassum, Fucus, Laminaria, Dictyota. Dictyota. These are which kind of algae? Brown algae. Now we are coming on last, that is red algae. Red algae. It is rhodophyceae. What important point you have to know? Habitat. It is freshwater, brackish water, and marine water. And NCERT wrote in marine water in bracket what? Most. Mostly in marine water. NCERT further wrote a larger concentration of red algae present in warm water, warmer area. Got the idea? It may present in deep water and well lighted area or well lighted area. Means either superficially present upper part of the water and also present in the deepest, in all, out of all algae, who is present in deepest water? Red algae. That question also going to ask. Later on we are going to talk about cell wall. So in cell wall, who is there? Cellulose plus pectin plus what is there? Polysulfate ester. Got the idea? Now we are going to talk about reserve food. Reserve food is Floridian starch. Floridian starch. It is similar to glycogen and amylopectin. Means it is branched. Both glycogen and amylopectin is branched, so Floridian starch is also branched. Now pigment. Which chlorophyll is there? Tell me. A and D. A and D chlorophyll is there. Carotene is constant. Beta carotene. And here who is there? R phycoerythrin is present. IR5 is present. Later on, we are going to talk about asexual reproduction. First, vegetative reproduction. It is always same fragmentation. Asexual reproduction by non-motile spore. Sexual reproduction. Oogamous type. Which type only? Oogamous type. And by non-motile gamete. Because flagella is absent in which one? Red algae. After gametic fusion or fertilization, a complex post-fertilization event occur in which one? Red algae. Example of red algae is Polysyphonia, Giladium, Glacilaria, Porphyra. One thing you have to keep in your mind. What diagram is there in NCERT? Please label it. Ectocarpus, who is ectocarpus, who is laminaria, who is spirogyra, who is volvox, diagram. You have to know to identify, even labeling practice you do. Got the idea? Because diagram based question even we will ask in our paper, from last year NEET also started giving. So that a humble request to all of you, please take care of the diagram of the NCERT. All algae diagram is mentioned na, please work on it. So this is about the algae. Got the idea? What are the key point? Pyriform, gamete and spore present in brown algae. And in brown algae, both spore and gamete have two lateral flagella and unequal. And in red algae, both spore and gamete are what? Non-motile. Means flagella is absent. Neither gamete have flagella nor spore have flagella. These are the very important point. And in red algae, what happened? Complex post-fertilization event occur. And you can say about the red algae present in both deeper water and well-lighted area. And red algae is preferred to present in which habitat? Warm habitat. Got the idea? Is it clear? So these are the some of the key point you please don't forget. Pyrenoid, don't forget, present in green algae. Variety of different type of chloroplast is present in green algae. Understanding the idea? So every algae have asexual reproduction by fragmentation. Getting the idea? Gametic fusion, isogamous and isogamous, oogamous in both brown and green algae, but in red algae only oogamous type. In red algae only oogamous type. Clear? Right? And in red algae both spore and gamete are non-motile. In brown algae both are pyriform. And cell wall composition also don't forget, reserve material also don't forget. Cell wall composition, green algae cellulose plus pectose, brown algae cellulose plus algin, red algae cellulose plus pectin plus polysulfate ester. Got the idea? Done? So thank you very much.